Morning, everybody. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dylan James. I am a mindset coach that loves to specifically focus on relationships. And in today, I'm going to be giving you an in-depth tutorial as to how your mind works and how to create differently in your reality. Okay. And this is going into the understanding of what is consciousness? How does consciousness work? So we need to define a few things here first before I get into the video. My definition of consciousness is what you are consciously thinking, your perception, okay, and what you are drawn to in your reality and how you associate yourself with those things. That is what I mean by consciousness. It's anything that you are consciously thinking, okay, how you're observing your reality, all right? Your subconscious mind is the part of your brain that holds all of your emotional experiences as well as the beliefs that you hold about yourself, your self-concept, and also the beliefs that you hold about things, people in relation to you. All right. These are really important things to understand. I made a little chart here, okay, so that you can really get what I'm trying to say here. Now, the thing that we need to understand about the subconscious mind, our subconscious mind regulates our body, right? So it regulates our blood flow, it regulates our breathing, it regulates our digestion. It does this without us having to try, right? So the first question that I want you to see here, or the first kind of theory that we want to ask ourselves, is if our subconscious mind regulates our body and it does it without us consciously doing so, and our perception and how we view and think about our reality is a byproduct of our subconscious mind, then are our thoughts, perceptions, and how we're viewing our situations just also an automatic manifestation of our subconscious state of being? I think that's a good question to ask, and I'm going to explain why I think that is the case. There's a lot of people that act and do things that on a conscious level, through their awareness, they can say, I don't understand why I'm doing this. I feel like I'm completely out of control. I don't get why this keeps on occurring. This is why I'm saying your subconscious mind and how you're showing up is just a natural byproduct. It's like your heart beating. Your body's just doing it. So we need to figure out how your mind works so that you stop doing these things. It's just naturally occurring. But how is that so? It has to be coming from somewhere. And it is. It's coming from somewhere very, very deep. So let's explore this topic a bit, okay? So you have your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind, in my opinion, is broken up into two different factors. So you have your emotional events, and then you have your beliefs and your self-concept, okay? Now, a lot of people think that the subconscious mind is elusive and that it's difficult to access. However, it's actually instantaneous. So whatever thoughts and perceptions and like whatever you're experiencing is an instantaneous manifestation of where you are in your subconscious beliefs, what emotions you're holding on to, what beliefs you have about yourself, and what beliefs you hold about the people and situations around you in relation to yourself, okay? So when we look at the emotional component, we have memories. They could also be smells, touch, environment, triggers, okay? On the other aspect, we have our beliefs. So the beliefs that we hold about different things in our life, money, love, friendships, career, all of these things. And then also the beliefs that we hold about those things in relation to us. These things are very intertwined. And you can see I put a little line there because when it comes to changing your subconscious state of being, if you only change your beliefs, but you don't deal with the emotional component, then you're going to get triggered back into this belief system, okay? Now, if you heal the emotional component, but you don't change the beliefs, that affects your perception, okay? So it's like a highway. Your subconscious mind is creating the conscious focus that you have every single day. Now, the issue with this is that your consciousness, your focus, thoughts, and your perception is limited to your beliefs, your self-concept, and the emotional triggers that you hold within yourself. How this manifests is what you focus on. It creates a blinder, okay? So when it creates that blinder, how this manifests in the moment is when you deal with people, places, and things, your perception is going to be formed through these beliefs, and that is where you keep recreating the same circumstances over and over and over again. I hope this makes sense. So let's say you have a belief about love, okay? Nobody wants to be with me. Nobody wants to commit to me. It's very difficult. I'm not deserving. I'm not worthy. So let's go from the belief aspect of love in general. So you hold beliefs, not worthy. It's difficult. I can't get it. This is also held in place by an emotional trigger through the experiences that you've had. Then on top of that belief, you have a concept of yourself in relation to love. Anybody that I meet is going to cheat on me. Anybody that I meet is suspicious. Anybody that I meet isn't worthy of trust. Okay, so you have those two beliefs being held in by an emotional trigger. This manifests in the highway of your consciousness as how you observe the people and what you are drawn to in your reality and what you create. Your behaviors and your thoughts are an instant manifestation of your subconscious mind and your subconscious beliefs. This is very difficult to change because it's automatic, just like your subconscious mind causing your blood to pump through your veins. Now, this becomes troublesome because it is a blinder. So how this manifests is the moment you get in any of these situations where your self-concept is brought into place and your emotional triggers are brought into place, instead of seeing reality for what it is filtered through all of these beliefs, these emotions, and these limitations, causing your consciousness to only focus on the aspects or even kind of causing a perception of reality that is not true for what it is. And this is where you keep creating the same circumstances. Because the moment something comes into your awareness, it is instantaneously filtered through your subconscious beliefs. So if somebody shows up in your reality and they try and give you love, okay, or I'm going to give you two options, okay? So we'll go from they're trying to show you love. Then when they come into your reality, no matter how they're showing up, you're going to automatically view them through this lens of skewed perception. And you're going to hyper-focus on and really look at their behaviors through this skewed perception to where you observe it and react to it that way. The moment you observe it and react to it, you create that as the dichotomy between that person and you. And on the flip side, this is happening to other people in your reality as well. They are projecting, they are observing their reality through their limiting beliefs. So when it comes to somebody that does not have good relationship patterns, what you are doing is subconsciously fitting the mold that they have for relationships. The key to breaking this is to not fit their mold, okay? Which I was talking about in my video yesterday. Okay, so that's if somebody's trying to give you love. Let's say, I kind of touched on this already. Let's say that maybe they don't have the best past or they have a lot of failed relationships. They are automatically repeating the patterns based on their subconscious conditioning, and they're projecting that onto you unconsciously, okay? So the only way to change it is to recognize that it is not personal. How they're showing up, how they're treating you, the patterns that they're repeating is just like their subconscious mind pushing blood through their body, causing them to breathe. They are just doing this because it is a byproduct of how their consciousness is being formed, okay? Now, this requires a lot of compassion because it's not that people are necessarily bad. It's that most of us have a lot of emotional baggage and limiting beliefs that we are unconsciously projecting out into our reality, perceiving from this state of being and perpetuating. It's very confusing because a lot of people don't understand why they're doing what they're doing, but there is a reason. And it's because they are instantaneously in every single moment manifesting their perceptions, their beliefs, what they bring into their focus through their subconscious mind, which is deteriorating the relationships in their life. So if somebody comes into your life and they're not able to give you love, it's not because you're not lovable. It's because of them, their own self-concept, what they believe about love, and then not only what they believe about love, but how they associate people with them in relation to that topic. If you become aware of this, then instead of filling in and assuming the role that they naturally have in their mind, you rise above it and you can see what's actually going on. You can see that they're probably hurt. They have limiting beliefs that they're projecting onto the situation, reoccurring patterns that have absolutely nothing to do with you. It is instantaneous, okay? So how your perception is formed is instantaneous in every single moment. It has nothing to do with you. How people treat you has nothing to do with you. They are essentially, everybody's walking around with blinders on, recreating the same garbage that's going on within them. And I don't mean to say that in a bad way. I mean to say it in a way of, if you can identify this, what happens then when you clear the emotional triggers that are holding your beliefs in place and you come in and put in new beliefs, your perception widens, okay? So instead of, let's go from the aspect of money. Instead of thinking that money is very difficult to make, and then anytime you think about money, you have an emotional trigger, so you get really upset. And not only that, you believe that nobody wants to work with you, or you're not worthy of whatever it is that you want to do, then that's going to manifest in your perception. Okay, so what you are naturally drawn to, you're going to go out into your reality, and you're only going to notice things that relate to that story. Okay, so you are literally filtering your reality in a moment to moment basis and only able to bring into your focus what you believe and feel about yourself. This is where you continue to have the patterns of destruction in your life, because you could have all these opportunities around you, but you're not able to see them, because at the root of who you are and how your perception and consciousness is forming is literally filtering it out. Okay, so when you change and release the emotional triggers and you actually do the work to change these beliefs, what happens is your consciousness expands, you're able to notice new things in your reality, and you're able to act on it. Let's talk about this some more. Your behaviors are really created from your subconscious state of being, right? So you don't have to try to do anything. It's like your heartbeat. It just happens. When people manifest destructive behaviors, it just happens. So the moment you are able to successfully remove the emotional trigger and change the belief, you're going to naturally show up as a version of yourself that can notice these opportunities and take them. It's not a thought process. You have to remember, your consciousness, your thoughts, perceptions, and how you're perceiving your reality is an instantaneous manifestation of where you are in your subconscious mind. So noticing these opportunities and having the confidence to act on them is going to become natural. Just like how you are naturally drawn to the things that you don't like, and you're acting in ways that perpetuate the cycles, okay? So it is a process, but if you can understand this, it gives you a lot of freedom. Now, there is, in my opinion, a kind of paradox here, because if you are forming your perception, your thoughts, and your beliefs through your subconscious mind, then trying to observe them is going to be difficult, because your consciousness is formed from a limited point of view. So to try and observe your limitations through your limitations is going to be very, very, very difficult. It's not impossible, but it's difficult, okay? And if you really understand what I'm saying here, it's going to make it much more easier for you, because everything, all your behaviors, how you're showing up in your reality is a byproduct of your limited state of being. In order to get out of that, you need an outside perspective, or you have to be very, very conscious and approach this with a very open mind, and don't take what you're doing to yourself or other people personally, so that you can really identify the emotional triggers that are occurring and the beliefs that are not working in your favor. If you can shift these things, then you're going to see massive changes in your reality, because it's going to automatically manifest in your behavior. You're going to automatically be drawn to circumstances that reflect your beliefs, and you're going to be able to persist through them and create the answers that you want, because you're not limited to the blinders of your subconscious beliefs and emotional state of being. Okay? All right. I hope this makes sense. And yeah, that's it. So that's how your subconscious mind works. That's how your mind works. Okay? So what people do to you is not personal. It's a reflection of where they are internally. Okay. And if you can recognize this, then you stop playing into the patterns of people around you, and you can start to actually create what you want to experience in your life. It's very powerful. Okay. So rewatch this if you have to. I hope you all have a great day.